Fresh off a 31-24 win over the Saints, it's on to Carolina for the now 5-4 Falcons as they look to continue their playoff push here today against Cam Newton and the 5-4 Panthers. Falcons go 3 and out, and on the Panthers' first play, it's a give to Christian McCaffrey, who cuts back with plenty of room to run, breaks a tackle, picking up 14 near midfield. Next play, and it's right back to McCaffrey again, who pinballs his way into the secondary, and a warp tackle by Keanu Neal saves the touchdown. 3 plays later, facing 3rd and 10, it's Cam Newton throwing, and he wants big yardage, but his pass is underthrown, and rookie Jordan Miller skies up to pick it off, ending the Panthers' drive and likely keeping points off the board as this one remains tied at 0. Later in the first, still no score, and the Panthers are on the move again as Newton moves to his left and finds Torrey Smith wide open for a 20-yard gain. Next play, and it's Newton going right back to Smith, who makes the catch for 16 more yards as he's horse-collared to the ground. Then on the following play, it's disaster for Carolina again as McCaffrey takes the give, has a big hole, but runs into a Keanu Neal hit stick. Ball comes out, Tack McKinley recovers, and for the second time in the first quarter, the Panthers turn the ball over in enemy territory. 3 plays later, Falcons across midfield with 1st and 10, and Matt Ryan hits Austin Hooper on the run, and he takes the catch for 31 yards all the way down to the Carolina 12. Then facing 3rd and 12 from the 14, Ryan looking to throw, steps up and right into the arms of Gerald McCoy for the sack. Giorgio Tavecchio comes on and remains perfect on the year with a 35-yard field goal to give the Falcons a 3-0 lead. Ensuing drive, 2nd and 1, and it's a first down for the Panthers as Newton finds tight end Chris Manhertz for 20 yards just across midfield. 2 plays later, 2nd and 3 this time, where McCaffrey takes the counter off the left side and breaks a tackle on his way to 13 more. Then after a 3-yard loss, it's Newton throwing, good protection, and dumps short to Curtis Samuel, who picks up 19 yards down to the Atlanta 12. And after a face mask makes it 1st and goal, it's 2nd and goal now, where Cameron Artis-Payne jukes inside, picking up 3 down to the 1. And on 3rd and goal, the Panthers try McCaffrey this time, but Tyler Davison with huge penetration drops him for a 4-yard loss. Graham Gano comes on, puts through the 22-yard field goal, and with 9:06 before half, this one's tied up at 3. Falcons looking to regain the lead, and on the second play of their drive, the chains are moving as Ryan finds Julio Jones for 12 yards over the middle. Then facing 3rd and 14, it's Ryan again over the middle, this time to Austin Hooper, who can't get forward, setting up 4th and inches, where the give goes to fullback Ricky Ortiz, who picks up 2 to convert. 2 plays later, Ryan throwing again, and he's got Calvin Ridley on the crosser for 10 more and another first down. And after a loss of 1 makes it 2nd and 11, it's Ito Smith making it 1st and 10 with a 16-yard carry right up the middle. Next play, Ryan looking to throw, steps up and to his left before firing to the end zone, and Julio Jones, who keeps both feet in bounds before being thrown to the ground way after the catch, but it does not matter because the 23-yard grab gives the Falcons a 10-3 lead. Under a minute before half now, Panthers looking for points as Cam Newton looks to throw before taking off for 10 yards and a first down near midfield. Panthers rush to the line where Newton looks to throw again, but decides to take off again, and this time picks up 9 as he slides down in Falcon territory. Panthers let the clock run all the way down to 6 seconds before calling their last timeout and settling for a 61-yard field goal attempt that has the accuracy but is rejected by the crossbar like a fat nerd asking out the prom queen, and the Falcons head to the break with a 10-3 lead. Panthers go 3 and out to start the 3rd, and on the Falcons' first play, it's a counter to Devontae Freeman, who has lots of room to run, picking up 15 yards to start the drive. 2 plays later, Falcons just across midfield, Ryan with the play fake and fires to Calvin Ridley, who makes the catch and finds a seam for 32 yards down to the Panther 17. 3 plays later, 3rd and 2 from the 8, and Ito Smith picks up 3 to make it 1st and goal, which leads to Matt Ryan looking to throw and finding a wide open Mohamed Sanu in the end zone for a 4-yard score and a 17-3 second half lead. Panthers need to get something going offensively, but on 3rd and 5, Newton is well off the mark with his pass, holding on the play anyway, so possession goes right back to Atlanta. And on 3rd and 6, the Falcon offense is able to move the chains as Julio Jones makes the catch and gets a generous animation to pick up the first. 3 plays later, 1st and 10 nearing midfield, and it's a draw to Devontae Freeman, who picks up 13 more and another first down. 3 plays later again, 3rd and 1 this time, and it's Ito Smith moving the chains with an 11-yard carry right up the gut. Next play, and it's right back to Ito Smith, this time on a toss play for 12 more and another Falcons first down at the Carolina 12. Then with 3rd and 11 from the 13, Ryan throwing and goes short to Devontae Freeman, who jukes inside but can't pick up the first down. Atlanta settles for the points and a field goal as the 21-yard Tavecchio boot gives the Falcons a 17-point lead. So Panthers turning on their first play. The give goes to McCaffrey, who cuts back, and the last line of defense is the doo-doo user safety who buys just enough time for Keanu Neal to clobber McCaffrey, jarring the ball loose. Falcons recover, and the disastrous day for the Carolina offense continues as Atlanta takes right back over. Fourth quarter now, 3rd and 7 for the Falcons, where Ryan is throwing and goes short to Ito Smith for only 2 yards to bring up 4th down, but 19 yards, 53 yards, it's all the same when it comes to Madden, and the long field goal is up and good, and the Falcons now lead by 20. Panthers running out of chances, have to get points this drive, and it's off to a good start as Newton finds a wide open DJ Moore for 25 yards to midfield. 3 plays later, Newton throwing again, and this time it's Torrey Smith over the middle for 11 more, and another Panthers first down to the Atlanta 22. But then facing 3rd and 10, Newton throwing and wants Greg Olsen in the end zone, but he's well covered and the pass is knocked away incomplete. So make it 4th down, where Newton is throwing again and says, "F*** a first down, I want a touchdown," and fires to the end zone, but all his pass finds is the hands of Jordan Miller for his 2nd interception of the day. And once again, the Falcon defense stands tall as they put up their best performance of the season, holding the Panthers to just 316 yards and 3 points. The Falcons only gain 323 yards themselves, but make the most of the Carolina mistakes and take this one 23-3 to move their record to 6-4, and more importantly, 2-0 in the division. Atlanta heads back home next week for the 3rd of their 5-game division gauntlet as they'll host the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All right, guys, so another big win there as we move to 2-0 now in our division with an absolutely dominating defensive performance aided by 4 turnovers. And those turnovers really changed the entire tide of the game because I easily could have been down 10 or 14-0 in the first quarter if not for the interception and fumble that I got. But like I said, that's back-to-back huge wins for us as we move to now 6-4 after the 0-3 start and seem to finally be putting things together. But moving into some team activities, we start with scouting where there's no draft stories or tweets, so it's right to the draft board that only features one player this week, and that's going to be strong safety Deshaun Ash out of Western Michigan, and he is a 4th round projection and a 2nd round true talent. As we head into next week, we do have an injury big decision with defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, and there's not really much to consider here. I always feel like the decision favors letting the player fully heal, and I've actually been getting good production out of Adrian Claiborne and Tyler Davison in his absence, so he's going to get another week off to get back to 100%. We had 4 players to upgrade this week, starting with tight end Luke Stalker, who only has 3 catches this year, but sees 7 attribute upgrades that includes +1 break tackle, +3 catching, +1 medium route running, +2 pass block, and +1 to run block power, short route running, and strength. Next up is our rookie right guard, Chris Lindstrom, who continues to progress as one of our focus players as he picks up 1 point towards lead block and strength and 2 points towards pass block finesse. Giorgio Tavecchio has been perfect on the year and has a skill point to spend this week, which we use to upgrade his power archetype, and he goes up +2 in both awareness and kick accuracy, which is actually +0 in both because those attributes don't matter. Then lastly here we have Jordan Miller, who had 2 interceptions against the Panthers that you saw earlier and goes from a 65 to a 66 as he picks up +1s to awareness, jumping, tackle, and zone coverage, as well as 2 points to man coverage. Around the league we now go, and week 11 kicked off with the Browns taking down the Steelers 35-21 on Thursday night. Moving to Sunday, the Lions, Colts, Dolphins, and Ravens all picked up home victories. Vikings and Redskins do the same over the Broncos and Jets. Saints take down the first place Buccaneers 28-11. Both Bay Area teams lose as the 49ers fall to the Cardinals and the Raiders get beat by the Bengals. Eagles hammer Tom Brady and the Patriots 42-21. Then on Sunday night, it was the Bears picking up a 37-31 overtime win against the Rams in Los Angeles. And on Monday night, the Chiefs established themselves as the team to beat in the AFC West as they beat the Chargers 38-17 in Mexico City. So taking a look at the standings, starting with the AFC, the Dolphins win and Patriots loss puts them in a tie for first at 6-4, with the Jets a game back at 5-5. Ravens hold the top spot in the AFC and lead the North at 8-2, with the Browns a game back at 7-3. Colts and Jaguars are tied atop the South despite both only being at 500. Then, as we just mentioned, the Chiefs establish themselves as the top team in the West at 8-3 as the Chargers fall to 6-4-1. On the NFC side, the Cowboys and Redskins are locked up at 7-3 and tied for first place with the Eagles lurking a game back. In the North, it's the Lions leading the way at 7-3 with a one-game lead over the 6-4 Bears. And look who's at the top of our division and tied with the team we'll be facing next week. Then out west, the Cardinals have won 5 in a row to move to 7-4 and currently hold a half-game lead over the Rams. This week's AFC Offensive Player of the Week is Bills quarterback Josh Allen. The 2018 first-rounder out of Wyoming completed just over 72% of his passes for 277 yards and 3 scores through the air, also adding 27 yards on the ground. However, the award is all Allen wins this week as his Bills fell 28-26 in Miami. On the NFC side, it's 2017 second overall pick Mitchell Trubisky of the Bears taking home the award. The third-year North Carolina product was 26 of 35 passing for just 261 yards, but found the end zone 4 times through the air and once on the ground as the Bears went into LA and took down the Rams 37-31 in overtime on Sunday night. Defensively for the AFC, it's second-round rookie and Colts cornerback Rock Ya-Sin taking home the Player of the Week. Ya-Sin only made 1 tackle, but what earns him the Week 11 award is the 2 interceptions of Nick Foles that helped the Colts take down the Jaguars 35-17 this week. As for the NFC, it's our own Adrian Claiborne taking home the Week 11 Defensive Player of the Week. Claiborne made 4 tackles, 3 of which were solo, and dropped Cam Newton 3 times for sacks, forcing a fumble on 1 as him and the rest of the Falcon defense dominated the Panthers 23-3 in Carolina. Moving on to the league leaders, starting with the passers, it's Phillip Rivers leading the way in yards with 3,134. Reigning MVP Patrick Mahomes holds the top spot in passing touchdowns, tied with Andrew Luck as they both have 25, and then leading the way with his 127.2 passer rating is the Browns' Baker Mayfield. On to the rushers, it's Ezekiel Elliott and his 1,138 rushing yards leading the way, and then in the top spot of both rushing touchdowns with 8 and yards per carry with 5.7 is Rams running back Todd Gurley. Our receiver Julio Jones is tied with our tight end Austin Hooper for the league lead in receptions with 63, but is all by himself in receiving yards as he sits 3 yards shy of 1,100, and then Keenan Allen leads all receivers with his 11 receiving touchdowns on the year. And wrapping up the leaders here with the defense, we start with Deion Jones, who continues to hold the top spot on the tackles leaderboard with 115. Chandler Jones holds the top spot in sacks with 10, and leading the interceptions among many players tied with 3 is Vikings safety Harrison Smith. Looking forward to Week 12, it's Colts at Texans in AFC South action on Thursday night. Moving to Sunday, the Broncos head to Buffalo, Giants travel to Chicago, Steelers at Bengals in AFC North action, Dolphins play the Browns in Cleveland. We have a huge game for sole possession of first place as we host the Bucks. Panthers and Saints play each other in another NFC South matchup. Lions at Redskins in a battle of 7-3 teams. Raiders at Jets, Jags at Titans, and Cowboys at Patriots. Packers and 49ers face off in Santa Clara. Then on Sunday night, it's the Eagles hosting the Seahawks, while on Monday night, the Rams host the 8-2 Ravens. Cardinals, Chiefs, Chargers, and Vikings wrap up the league's bye weeks, and it'll be a full slate of games from here on out. But that's going to do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the best defensive performance we've had all year. We now currently are tied for first place and have a chance at sole possession of it next week against the Bucks in what is undoubtedly the biggest game of the year and this franchise thus far. So make sure to tune in for that. But once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Appreciate you tuning in. And until next time, thanks for watching.